lightweight matchup. Striker against stopper. Yves Edwards against jiu-jitsu black belt Hermes Franca. Yves Edwards is one of the most feared strikers in the lightweight division. While dangerous with punches and kicks, Yves has rearranged more than one opponent's teeth with his knees. Having won his last 4 UFC fights, Yves Edwards is on a mission to prove that he is the best lightweight in the UFC.
I want to be the champion. You know, I've reevaluated my goals, and the belt is what I want. You know, nobody has it right now. There's talk of this fight leading to a possible title fight. That's my goal. You know, we got 2 great fighters, 2 guys that love to throw down in their respective games and mix it up on the other end of the spectrum. So I'm willing to go out there and put it all on the line. I think I'm going to come out on top.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Hermes Franca has fought in the UFC 3 times, and each time his fight was one of the most exciting of the night. Even though he's a jiu-jitsu expert, he has shown willingness to slug, and his knockout of Carl Uno proved he has power in his hands. His last fight was a controversial decision loss to Josh the Punk Thompson. Franca wants a rematch, but he'll have to get through Edwards to get it.
Now I'm not gonna think about the belt, you know. I'm thinking about the fight, you know. It doesn't matter if I'm gonna fight for the belt or not. I wanna keep fighting UFC, and I wanna keep it win, you know. For sure, I wanna fight against Josh Thompson again, you know. It's like a personal, you know.
Coming up next, Yves Edwards takes on Hermes Franca. Tale of the tape. Hermes Franca is 2 years older and 4 inches shorter than Yves Edwards, and very much in Dean Thomas type style. Yves Edwards has a large reach advantage at 155 pounds over the majority of his opponents. Our tale of the tape brought to you by Pitbull. Official introductions come your way from the best. Our UFC announcer, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing to my left. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighting expert. He holds a mixed martial arts record of 8 wins with 1 loss. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Please welcome Hermes Franca! And now, introducing his opponent, standing to my right. This man is a thug-jitsu fighting expert. He holds a mixed martial arts record of 22 wins with 8 losses and 1 draw. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of the Woodlands, Texas. Please welcome Yves Edwards!
Edwards, when describing his game plan, said he'd rather not be taken down. He wants to keep him on the outside and avoid that one big punch. The sights of the Ultimate Fighting Championship displayed here at the Mandalay Bay Event Center. Herb Dean, once again, our referee.
You ready to fight? You ready to fight?
Franca.
Let's do it.
Edwards are set to go. Are they on a road to a lightweight title shot? One will advance in that possibility.
Wild swings from Hermes Franca. Like I said, he's not a smooth striker, but he's got big power. I mean, you saw against Josh Thompson. Josh Thompson was out striking him, but once Hermes connected, boom.
And Hermes knocking out with punches in the second round Carl Uno here at Mandalay Bay at UFC 44 back in September of 2003.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking. He's got a lot of confidence in his right hand, but Yves is definitely the more skilled striker.
And he is sporting more than just one smiley face now on his shorts.
Oh, nice takedown and nice sweep. Good attempt at a sweep by Yves. Yves gets guard. He's got the butterfly guard, and you notice how he's controlling Franca's upper body. Back to his feet, beautiful.
Franca, a black belt in jiu-jitsu with the American top team.
Franca's taking him down. Looks like he's looking for a leg lock. Yves in a bad position here. He's got a hold on the Franca's head.
Franca certainly benefits from a fight that takes place on the ground.
Oh, absolutely. Clearly, Franca wants to be on the ground. Clearly, Yves wants to be standing up. Bad position here for Yves. This is very dangerous.
Now Yves trying to tee off, though.
Well, that's the thing about going for leg locks. You go for leg locks, you commit to that leg, and you leave yourself open for punches.
Kind of an unorthodox position here. Not truly a guard, is it, Joe?
Well, he's basically sort of in a half guard, and he's got one leg in. He's got one butterfly hook in. You know, he's just happy if he's got a leg in between him and Yves so he can manipulate his body weight.
Gotcha. Yves knows he must attack and be aggressive.
Let's work, guys.
Yves just wants to figure out a way to get the hell out of this and bring this fight back up to his feet. And this is a chance. Back it up. There he goes.
When asked how much he's improved, Yves Edwards said, "I'm infinitively different than I was when I started this game." And I think Franca could probably say the same.
And Yves is dedicating this fight to his little son, Yvonne, who actually just got out of the hospital. He showed me a picture of him before the fight. He said, "This fight is for my little man."
So both have their little men on their mind. Both Franca and Yves Edwards. Fighting for family, fighting for pride. Big right kick.
That's what I'm talking about.
Big right kick. Caught the backside of the left leg of Hermes Franca.
He fakes with the left hand. He didn't even plan on landing it. Fakes with the left hand, gets him to shift his body weight, and then slams that leg kick in. He's a very talented striker. And that's the difference between a guy like Franca, who's just kind of, he's got hard shots, but he's just kind of swinging them out there hoping to connect. Yves is setting things up, faking, trying to create openings.
And he's so experienced with over 35 amateur and professional fights under various types of rules, many, of course, mixed martial arts.
Long reach, too. You see how he connects to that left? Hermes tries to pull away, and he catches the end of it.
Once was a welterweight, now a lightweight, Yves Edwards. 27 years old against the 29-year-old Brazilian, Hermes Franca.
And Yves he's got submission skills as well. I mean, we saw Rich Clemente, he finished him with a rear naked choke, but striking is his strong suit. His UFC debut was a vicious KO of João Perini with a kick to the neck. Oh, Franca goes for the kick. Franca's got heart, man. I mean, you saw that against Josh Thompson. The guy was getting outstruck, never gave up.
Now, Franca has that one-punch power, though, and Edwards is aware. Good jab and release by Yves Edwards. Oh, a high
Franca
kick and blocked nicely.
Yeah, if he stands in front of him, Franca's dangerous.
Absolute one-punch or one-kick power. Oh, the big right.
That's it.
And the takedown.
Ah, Franca's world.
The big right and the takedown.
Yeah, I mean, Hermes Franca's just got tremendous heart. Good job by Yves in keeping him from passing his guard here. Now, Hermes has done this before in the fight with Josh Thompson, where he stays inside the guard and tries to throw punches. You know, if he's going to land on Yves, Yves back to his feet.
30 seconds, Joe, remains in round number one.
If he's going to land on Yves, he's got to pass his guard.
High kick again,
Nice.
Edwards defensive.
Just swings like a baseball bat.
Yeah, he sure does. You know what? He's a little bit, the way he swings like a Robbie Lawler, he swings for the fences to Hermes Franca.
Yeah.
Doesn't look as much for the combinations.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's really hurt people bad with that right hand, so he's got a lot of confidence in it.
They will move to a second round as Edwards tries to convince the judges that he deserves the scorecard advantage through the first 5 minutes.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights of that first round. Here's Franca's kick that missed. Connected a little bit. He slipped out from under him. And here's Hermes Franca's takedown.
He set it up with the big right.
Good takedown, but Yves does a good job of keeping him in the guard.
So Edwards with a slight advantage in round number one. Still ahead, the main event of the evening. Light heavyweight contender matchup between Tito Ortiz and his former training partner, former friend, Chuck the Iceman Liddell. Finally, the wait is over. That is coming up, our main event of the evening. Wow. I'm not even going to start talking about it because we're going to discuss it and discuss it and discuss it more.
Absolutely.
Randy Couture, the man who has defeated both Tito and Chuck, will join us in the broadcast booth for that fight.
You ready? Let's do
Herb
it.
Dean gets the second round started. They touch and show respect. Franca taking the center of the octagon. Franca trying that high kick again, Joe.
Yeah, well, if Yves stands in front of him, he can land. Yves cautious of it. You can tell. He's felt his power.
I'll tell you what, Edwards has got a ton of personality in the way he brings it to this matchup.
Yeah, very stylish fighter. Nice leg kick and good takedown. Beautiful takedown.
Franca relentless in trying to get some ground control.
But he's stuck inside of Yves' guard here. He's not going to do any damage here. It's very difficult to hurt a real striker when he's in his guard with ground and pound. I mean, they're used to getting hit. They know how to roll with punches. They know how to protect themselves. In my opinion, what he's really got to do if he wants to land some damaging blows, he's got to get out of the guard. He's got to get to side control, or get to the mount, get to something else. But from the guard, Yves just going to hang on and try to figure out a way to get back to his feet, or hope Herb Dean stands him back up.
Well, one thing Yves always talks about, Joe, is he likes to look for the little openings and then hit it hard. Franca really hasn't given him many openings, if any at all, so far in the matchup. And as you mentioned, if the action isn't pushing, if someone doesn't show an advantage or an attempted advantage, when the fighters are on the ground here, then Herb Dean will stand them back up, which we think is advantage Edwards.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Yves doing a real good job of holding Franca's upper body down. He holds him down with his legs, and he holds him down with his arms wrapped and locked around Hermes' shoulders. This really keeps him from rising up and getting any damaging blows down. Very smart defensive tactic by Yves.
The quickness, versatility, and athleticism of these 155-pounders has been displayed in depth before. It's being displayed in depth again so far here tonight.
Hermes is starting to pass here. He's gotten to the half guard, and if he Yves looks like he's trying to bring him back in. Hermes is trying to stop it. Hermes knows that he's got to get to a better position in order to inflict some real damage. Yves got some really good defensive moves from the guard position.
Nothing being done with those left hands?
No, he's not really getting a chance to get any leverage on any of that. He's just kind of slapping him and trying to open him up. Look, now he might be able to pass. He's got to get that right leg out between Yves' legs. Looks like it's open. There he goes. And he passed.
There's the pass.
Okay, now he's in the guard.
Which is a place in which he's very comfortable.
He's got a very dangerous guard. Yves would be much happier if he could just stand up and get out of this.
Well, as you saw on the mat with Mark Lehman earlier, that's the one thing that I think our new fans don't understand. As Mark said in his piece, when a fighter's on the mat, on his back, the fight is not near over. In many cases, it is far from over.
Yves going for, Hermes rather, is going for a sweep, and now it looks like he's going for a leg lock.
I mean,
he might have secured it.
This is the mystery which was Royce Gracie many years ago, over a decade ago.
Yves got his leg wrapped around his other leg to protect it, but if Hermes can free that leg, he's got his leg wrapped up with his whole body. He's got Yves' leg wrapped up with his whole body. He just wants to get that leg free and extend himself. And he's in a good position where Yves can't punch him in the head. He's got that leg free. He's got the leg free, but he's got to lock his legs together. His leg is still loose.
Edwards did a nice job of spinning with it, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's free now. He's out. Now he's going to get up and get out of there. There he goes.
And the crowd reacts as they are back on their feet. A sold-out Mandalay Bay Event Center. Huge anticipation for our main event. And the card so far tonight has not disappointed.
Another takedown attempt by Hermes. Hermes does a real good job of taking that wild right hand. He swings and turns into a takedown. He's going back to the leg again. Now let's see if he can get his right leg free and wrap it around Yves' leg. He doesn't have it so far. Now this is a dangerous position for both guys. They're playing footsies here. They're looking for heel hooks, and Yves got a heel hook. Hermes free his leg. Now, for the folks at home, you can really use an on the mat with Mark Lehman to explain what's going on here. They're both these guys are going for heel hooks. All right, he's out.
And trust me, this is not a game of footsies that one wants to attempt to
heel hooks are very dangerous. You know, once a guy's got one and he secures it, if you don't tap it, it just rips your ligaments apart. I've seen it happen. I've heard it. It's the nastiest thing. You hear pops. It sounds like dry carrots snapping, and it's just sickening. It's not one of those things you can just take. You have to tap.
25 seconds, Joe, remains in round number 2. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan. Glad to be here in the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino, Las Vegas, Nevada, UFC 47. Back on their feet with 10 seconds left in round 2.
Nice body shot by Yves. Yves did a really good job of standing up. And look at Hermes, just comes wild swinging.
Oh, spinning kick.
And immediately goes right to the leg. You know, that's good training right there. He swings wild, always goes for the takedown immediately when the guy reacts to it. Great action in round 2. Very close fight. Let's take a look at this wild wheel kick of Hermes Franca. Not the best technique, but you know, again, he uses it to set up takedowns. He swings wild and then immediately goes to takedown. That just shows excellent training. It looks pretty. Lands in all the Jackie Chan movies. He grabs hold of that leg. Time runs out.
Well, it kind of lands in all the Jackie Chan movies. Cinematically,
Here we got
it lands.
Zab Judah,
He can throw him.
former light welterweight champion of the world.
He's been in attendance at a UFC before.
Joe Pantaleone from The Sopranos. Oh, look at the crowd go wild.
What a reaction
Everybody
there.
loves a gangster.
That's right, and he's as good as one gets.
I don't think I said his name wrong. I hope he doesn't have me killed. Pantaleone? How do you say it? Joey Pants. There you
Joey
go.
Pants, there you go. Hermes Franca, Yves Edwards, set for round 3. This is the first one of the night, Joe, that has the potential to go the distance.
It looks like it. They touch gloves.
And while a slight edge could be given to Edwards in the first, you could argue that a slight edge could have been given to Franca in the second. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Look at the wild, crazy takedown by Hermes Franca. He's just, it's so explosive.
Franca's just a little bulldog.
Oh, yeah. And again, he throws that crazy right hand and goes immediately for the takedown.
That shot was a little low, almost a groin strike, and Edwards apologized immediately. Franca said, no problem, I know it was unintentional.
Yeah, absolutely. Show the sportsmanship. These guys touch gloves, acknowledgement.
That's the martial arts background, as we've talked about previously on broadcast. The discipline that comes with martial arts. I mean, Yves Edwards said to me earlier this week, I do this because it's fun. It may seem crazy to a lot of people, and it is crazy to a lot of people, but he does it because it's a sport and because it's a fun sport. He loves the competition.
I mean, if you're an adrenaline junkie, if you love excitement, there's nothing more exciting than fighting. You know, the stakes are the highest, but the rewards are the highest. When you win, you know, when you beat a man in a fight, the reward is so much higher than you beat someone at a game of checkers or, you know, ping pong. I mean, it's the ultimate sport. It's the ultimate competition between men.
Ping pong's not all that bad.
Ping pong's okay.
Okay. You don't have contact like this, though, do you?
No. It's just, there's not as much at stake. I mean, you literally put your health on the line. You know, the way I describe it is it's kinetic chess. It's war with your body. It's war with muscles. Look at that. Going for a Kimura. Yves Edwards going for Kimura, but he can turn it into an armbar a la Sakuraba. Good job by Yves Edwards getting out of that. Hermes Franca, that just shows you how talented a grappler he is. He immediately goes for that.
Edwards tried to land the big right. Franca tried to give. Couple of kicks while Franca is down.
That is the counter to the Kimura. You immediately turn and spin it into an armbar. We've seen Carlos Newton do that with Pele.
Foot stop. We haven't seen that when a man is sitting down.
Yeah, that's
Look at that again.
Doesn't seem to be bothering
Franca waiting
Hermes.
for his chance to get up. Edwards will
Capoeira.
allow him to do it. What a matchup. Under 3 minutes remains in the third and final round.
Hermes Franca still throwing wild shots. He's always looking for the knockout. He pulled out of that knee. That looked like it would have connected.
This is, at this point, going to be a very tough decision that may have to be rendered. Combinations by Franca, and Edwards avoids.
And immediately Franca goes for the takedown, brings him into his guard. Now he's going to try to work something here. He's going to try to sweep him or break him down.
Has he come close in your mind to get the submission, or has Yves pretty much been in control and been able to roll out?
The closest he came is when Yves really committed to that Kimura and he almost got caught in the armbar.
Okay.
But Yves very talented on the ground. He was aware of what was going on. As soon as he saw him spin, he tried to pull his arm back and pull it out of the dangerous position.
Nice forearm. Edwards is half guard now. Edwards getting up pretty easily, and Franca takes a breather.
This is a very close bout right here. What is that? Little aerobics?
I have no idea.
Yves is backing up, and Hermes just kind of swinging wild here.
It's not a Genki pseudo spinning back fist or spinning kick.
Yves looks like he's a little weary, trying to pace himself here. Nice left hand.
Franca tried to duck underneath and throw that right over the top.
We got 1:30 left in this fight.
Single leg shoot. Wow, Franca ducked the head and avoided the right hands.
Really good job of tucking his shoulder in there.
That's the amazing thing of the anticipation now as our fighters get better and better. They understand what comes and what may be coming, and they're able to avoid so much damage. They inflict it and they take it, but they avoid a lot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The best guys are all paying attention, watching tapes, and seeing what gets people in trouble and creating new techniques to avoid those and new ways to approach positions. This is a very, very close fight.
This may very well come down to who can finish right here.
Guys. Come on.
In this last 50 seconds
left.
It's work.
In my opinion, Yves has got to get out of here to inflict some damage. He's got to get out of Hermes' guard. And Hermes has got to try to secure some sort of a submission here.
He's trying to throw down that big right, and Hermes continues to avoid. Either slide away or force the distance. You can't kick a downed opponent, but you can kick an upped opponent from the ground. Not proper vocabulary, but the message was sent, right?
Absolutely. Herb Dean's letting him stand up. Only 20 seconds
you haven't
left.
made up words before.
Oh, again. Hermes keeps trying for this takedown, but he's being unsuccessful. Look at that. He rolls over to another leg bar.
Edwards trying to throw down that right. Franca
Yves doing a real good
shows
job.
his back, but he knows the fight is over. And we will go to the judges' scorecard.
That's a very, very, very close fight right there.
Yves Edwards and Hermes Franca.
100% jiu-jitsu. What about all those right hands and Muay Thai kicks you through, dude? 100% jiu-jitsu.
I speak in the Portuguese.
Those jiu-jitsu guys are so proud of jiu-jitsu. I remember when Vitor Belfort first entered the octagon, he would knock guys out silly with punches, and everybody would scream, jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu. And like, okay.
Yeah. What is jiu-jitsu and why are we chanting?
Maybe jiu-jitsu is everything to them.
Well,
Whatever.
that is undeniable.
It's a technique. They absorb it. They call it jiu-jitsu.
Franca and Edwards now wait. This may be the first time either of these guys are nervous tonight as they wait for the judges to render a decision. Someone will be someday. Josh Thompson stands in the way potentially. Yves Edwards, Hermes Franca certainly are in the mix in the lightweight picture.
Absolutely, and as well as Josh Thompson. I mean, you couldn't get any closer than the fight with Josh Thompson and Hermes Franca, and it's, you know, this fight is just as close. I can't call it. I'm glad I'm not a judge here. Someone's going to be pissed off. The internet is surely going to be alive with dissenters this evening.
All right.
The decision is in. We throw it to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big hand for these UFC lightweight warriors. After 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Judge Cecil Peoples scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Edwards. Judge Tony Weeks scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Franca. And Judge Dalby Shirley scores the bout 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Yves Edwards.
Hermes Franca very disappointed, storms out, but you know what? That fight was a split decision, and it could have gone to either fighter. It could have gone to either fighter. Very, very tough to call. It would have been fair if either one of these guys won this fight. It was a fantastic, evenly matched up bout, and it's almost a shame that one person has to walk away from this fight a loser.
So Yves Edwards wins by split decision over a disappointed Hermes Franca.